Good evening and welcome to our 4 p.m. Thursday Zoom lecture class. Today we will be reviewing for your exam, your Chapter 16 exam, the respiratory system. Your respiratory Chapter 16 exam is tomorrow, Friday, September 29th, and it is due on Sunday by 11:55 p.m. Remember, this was a very short chapter as well that you all just started in on, I think you all had started this Monday or Tuesday. So this was a very short chapter. It's not a lot that you would need to be familiar with, just knowing how to get to the systems in the book, how to code. So you're only going to have a few coding questions on this, but it's informational. So you definitely need to know this particular information that's going to be on the exam, which will be on your NCCT certification exam. So it's going to be really quick, not going to hold you all long. Your exam is going to be between, I'm not sure, between 10 and 15 questions. I still have to do your exam for tomorrow. So between 10 and 15 questions. So a very short exam. Just want to cover the basics. And then on Monday, you all will be going into chapter 17, which is Misty's favorite chapter. She said she doesn't
No.
Chapter
Not
17,
my favorite chapter.
I know. Chapter 17 is covering, I'm clicking on it, the cardiovascular system. And Missy's been saying since she started, she did not like the cardiovascular system. And that's the chapter that we start on Monday. So we're going to go straight into, this is going to be recorded, so you all will be able to go back and review it. But I'm really finding out my students who are not reviewing, who are not reading the PowerPoint slides, who are not looking at the Zoom lectures, who are not on here, and then who are not actually looking at the lectures after. And it shows when we have the exams, because a lot of information that we go through, and we go through it on lecture, the questions and the answers, and those same questions and answers, all except a few that I don't include, they're wrong. So that's showing me that you're not looking at the lectures, you're not reading your PowerPoint slides, and you're not reading the chapters. The strange thing about it is that when I grade your exam, when I grade your assignments, and when I'm grading the labs, majority of you all, not talking about you, just saying as a whole, majority of you all are getting all of those answers correct because the answers are in the back of the book. So I want to stress again, just because the answers are in the back of the book, that is a reference, but you need to know how to find that information. So use the answers in the back of the book as a guide. Look it up and then compare in the back of the book to see if you have the correct answer. Don't just use it to just get the answers, because that's not going to help you at all when it comes time to that certification exam. Because when it comes time to that certification exam, you're not going to have the answers in the back of the book, in your manual. You're going to have to know how to research and get that information from your guidelines, your notations, your symbols. You're going to have to know how to do that. So just remember, the answers in the back of the book is for reference. So if you have a question, look it up first and try to find that answer. Then look in the back of the book to see if you had that, you got that answer correct. And then also remember, because manuals change annually, sometimes the answers in the back of the book are not accurate. They do make errors as well. Some errors are made, and you might notice that on your exams, like you might have 2057, and the answer was in the book 2057, but then the answer was actually 2054, because you have to realize about the updates that take place annually. I still will give you credit for those answers. So remember, when you're on your when you're doing your assignments and you're just copying straight from the back of the book, I do know that because the answers have been updated and I know the correct answer, but you copied it strictly from in the back of the book. So just remember, use that as a reference, but not just to get it, because I am noticing the students who actually are doing the work, and not just copying the answers out the back of the book. It shows when it's time for the exam. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick little review. Majority of these questions will be on your exam. So please watch the video again. Watch it, look at it, use it as a guide. And then also, I have a couple of students that didn't know that you could use your book. This is an online class. So you have all of your materials to be able to get the answers. You have your book to get the answers. Some people, some students have saying they didn't know they could use their books. I mean, it's online. It's an online class. So you have all of the resources in front of you. You would have to use your book to get the codes. That's what your manuals are for. So you have your manuals. I also included in the e-learning how to tab your CPT manual. And also in that video, it has how to tab your ICD-10. So if you know how to tab your CPT manual, look at that video. It's the same as your ICD-10. The same guidelines, the tabs. Only thing in your ICD-10, you don't have the tabs. Your CPT manual, you have the tabs, and you can use extra tabs as well. But I did include that in the grade section of e-learning, and it's saying how to tab your CPT manual. So use that as a reference if you have not tabbed your manuals as of yet. So first question. Oh, I have two of you on here, Misty and Jared. Let's see, let's see. Look how Misty's looking. So the first question, the respiratory system subsection is arranged first by anatomic site and then by blank.
Procedure.
Correct, procedure. So I'm going to read it again. The respiratory system subsection is arranged first by anatomic site and then by procedure. Next, what is not a sinus of the nose? What is not a sinus of the nose? A, frontal, B, sphenoid, C, maxilla, or D, maxillary? Which is not a sinus of the nose? A, frontal, B, sphenoid, C, maxilla, or D, maxillary?
I'm wanting to say B.
Not B.
Not B.
Which is not a sinus of the nose? A, frontal, B, sphenoid, C, maxilla, or D, maxillary?
It's C.
C, maxilla. That's not a sinus of the nose. Next, can multiple endoscopic procedures be performed through the scope during the same operative session? Can multiple endoscopic procedures be performed through the scope using the same operative session? True or false? Yes or no?
True.
That's true, yes. Next, a biopsy that is performed on the skin of the nose would be coded from the blank system. A biopsy that is performed on the skin of the nose would be coded from the blank system.
Respiratory.
No, integumentary. Remember what I went through, what we went over? If it's skin, it's integumentary, which is skin. If it goes to the muscle, and that, then it's what? Musculoskeletal.
It's the musculoskeletal.
Yeah, it wouldn't be respiratory at all. So you see how they trick you in this, and this is a respiratory system, but you see how, and this is how it's going to be on that certification exam. They're going to want to know if you know the information, because see, that question has nothing to do with respiratory. but they want to know, you remember like skin is automatically integumentary.
Integumentary.
Right. So those little key things, you want to pay attention to and want to make sure that you read the information in its entirety. Don't just see that little one word and you think, oh, that's it.
Quit showing me up, Jared.
I'm sorry.
I'm supposed to be the OG here.
That's another student trying to get in. Next one. The blank subheading includes codes from the range 31300 through 31599.
The larynx.
Oh, you see that, huh? You see that, Jerry? Jerry, you see, she's in competition today.
I see. I guess I gotta tighten it up.
Yeah, you see. Next one. Ooh, this is a good one here. A physician who specializes in treating conditions of the nose is in blank.
I can't pronounce it.
What it starts with?
Starts with an E.
O.
Jared is correct.
It's
Starts with an O.
It's an oral.
It's a
whole lot of stuff.
I'm about to start waving my white flag.
Next. Hi, Penny. Next. The next one is the trachea and bronchi subheading include all of the following categories except for A, incision, B, removal, C, endoscopy, or D, introduction. The trachea and bronchi subheading includes all of the following categories except for A, incision, B, removal, C, endoscopy, or D, introduction.
B.
Huh?
B.
Removal.
Ah, you got that B. It's correct. It's correct. B.
Sorry, we're having a little battle here.
Next. A surgical incision into the chest wall is a blank. A surgical incision into the chest wall is an blank. A surgical incision into the chest wall is an blank.
I can't look it up because the only thing I got is my phone.
Going once. Going twice.
A chest tube?
No.
I don't think that's right.
No. A surgical incision into the chest wall is a what?
I don't know that one.
If I could look it up, it would be nice, but I can't.
Thoracotomy. Like your thoracic. Thoracotomy. It's
Thoracotomy.
THORACOTOMY.
I see it.
Okay, so we both bombed on that one.
Next one. Blank is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung. Blank is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung. Blank is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung. So y'all know this is in your PowerPoint slides and in the chapter. Respiratory is all in the chapter. Blank is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung.
No, it's not that. Trying to think right now.
That's a thorough sentence.
Nope, you're like, nope, Jared. No T.
Oh, okay.
Blank is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung. Hi, Raven.
Oh, it's pneumosynthesis.
That's right.
Pneumosynthesis.
Pneumocentesis.
Synthesis.
Yes, pneumocentesis is the withdrawal of fluid from the lung. Next, a blank is an establishment of an airway. A blank is an establishment of an airway. You all got to study them PowerPoint slides. This exam is tomorrow.
I got to talk to them about that.
Yes. And blank is an establishment of an airway.
Is it a tracheotomy?
Jared, why do you want to use trach for everything today?
I don't know. Well, we know that ain't right.
One of those answers gonna be that, huh? Look,
that's you gotta keep going.
Look, he's trying. He's trying. He's like, maybe if I just answer it for everything, it'll be it.
It's gonna click into one of those questions, huh? But a blank is an establishment of an airway. And when I tell y'all the word, you're gonna be like, what? That, I mean, what you say, Jared?
Is it intubation?
Yes. Yes. Look. Yes. I gotta find a question that's gonna have tracheotomy or something in it. Next. The next one is, let me switch. Let's see, where is it? Here we go. Next one. It's taking forever to load. A chest tube may be used as an indwelling method of draining the accumulated fluid in the pleural space. A test tube may be used as an indwelling method of draining the accumulated fluid in the pleural space. True or false?
True.
That is true, Penny. Thank you, Penny.
You're welcome.
Here we go, Jared. Thoroplasty.
Don't put me out there like that.
Hey, she put me out earlier, so she had to get you back somehow.
Thoroplasty, that's your word for the day. Look, that's your word for the day. Is a procedure that is performed to separate the inside of the chest cavity from the lung to permit the collapse of the lung. Thoraxoplasty is a procedure that is performed to separate the inside of the chest cavity from the lung to permit the collapse of the lung. True or false?
True.
That is false. It's not used to separate. Yes, that is false. Next one. All sinus codes are reported as bilateral procedures only. True or false?
false.
That is false.
They can have bilateral codes, but they're not.
Correct. Very good. Very good, Misty. Next, when multiple therapeutic procedures are performed through a scope during the same operative session, only the major, most extensive procedure should be reported. True
That
or
is
false?
false.
True.
That's false.
The major one is reported first, and then it goes into the other ones.
Oh, look at Misty. She's about to show off now, huh, Misty?
She said she was the OG.
Yes. I mean, explain it. All right, Misty. Next, endoscopic procedures are reported on the blank place to which the scope is advanced. A, first, B, number of, C, farthest, or D, surgical. Endoscopic procedures are reported on the blank place to which the scope is advanced. A, first, B, number of, C, farthest, or D, surgical.
The farthest.
See?
Correct, Penny. Look, Penny said y'all not gonna be by yourself. She's jumping in.
I gotta get in on this.
Yes,
Oh, you missed it earlier.
yes.
Me and Jared were battling.
Next, a diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when A, no surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session. B, a surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session. C, multiple surgical procedures are performed during the same operative session. Or D, no other code in that section applies. I'll read them again. A diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when A, no surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session. B, a surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session. C, multiple surgical procedures are performed during the same operative session. Or D, no other code in that section applies.
See?
Not C. So C reads, a diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when multiple surgical procedures are performed during the same operative session. So that's
No.
incorrect. Listen to the keywords. A diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when.
D. Is it D?
No. So she's ruling them out for y'all now. She's ruling them out.
So it's just A and B left.
Correct. I couldn't hear you, Penny. You said something?
Is it A?
A is correct. So listen to what it says. A diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when no surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session. A diagnostic endoscopic procedure is reported only when no surgical procedure is performed during the same operative session.
So it's during. Oh, okay. I got you.
Mm-hmm. Next. Because most third-party payers do not pay for cosmetic surgery, the physician must carefully document blank to ensure reimbursement for non-cosmetic procedures. A, prognosis of the patient's condition. B, medical necessity. C, treatment plan. Or D, None are correct.
Can you repeat the answers?
I'm gonna repeat the whole statement again. Because most third-party payers do not pay for cosmetic surgery, the physician must carefully document blank to ensure reimbursement for non-cosmetic procedures. A, prognosis of the patient's condition. B, medical necessity. C, treatment plan. Or D, none are correct.
B.
Correct. You all should know that when you know, like, cosmetic medical necessity. So with third-party payers, nobody really wants to pay for cosmetic procedures. So it has to be something really, really serious going on, and they deem a medical necessity. So that statement read again, because most third-party payers do not pay for cosmetic surgery, the physician must carefully document medical necessity to ensure reimbursement for non-cosmetic procedures. It has to be medical necessity. Next one. If the physician performs a lavage of the maxillary sinus, what is he or she doing? A, washing the maxillary sinus. B, taking a biopsy within the maxillary sinus. C, opening the maxillary sinus. Or D, reshaping the maxillary sinus. The question is, if the physician performs a lavage of the maxillary sinus, what is he or she doing? A.
It's A.
What is it, Jared?
A.
A is correct. Washing the maxillary sinus. That is correct. Next one. Thoracentesis is performed to withdraw fluid from the pleural space for a variety of conditions, including A, respiratory failure. B, atherosclerosis. C, renal failure. Or D, all are correct.
D,
Not D.
not D. Okay.
Thoracentesis is performed to withdraw fluid from the pleural space for a variety of conditions, including A, respiratory failure. B, atherosclerosis. C, renal failure. Or D, all are correct.
A, respiratory failure.
Correct, respiratory failure. Remember, thoracentesis, that's in the respiratory system. So anything dealing with that is going to be respiratory. So that answer is correct. A, respiratory failure. Next. Select the term that describes a procedure in which a scope is placed into a body cavity. Select the term that describes a procedure in which a scope is placed into a body cavity. A, indirect. B, open procedure. C, endoscopy. Or D, direct.
C.
C is correct.
Endoscopy.
Endoscopy.
They got
C is
scope in the
correct.
word.
Right. And remember, yes, that's a scope. Exactly. So see those little kilo words? Helps. Which of the following terms does not, listen to that, does not, a lot of you all messed up when it comes to that does or does not, can and can't. Which of the following terms does not describe the nasal turbinates? A, exterior. B, superior. C, inferior. Or D, middle. Which of the following terms does not describe the nasal turbinates? A, exterior. B, superior. C, inferior. Or D, middle.
It's
Which of-
exterior.
Hmm?
Exterior.
You said exterior?
Yeah.
That's correct. A, exterior. So it does not describe the navel terminates, exterior. Two more before we're done. The procedure in which a scope is passed into the larynx so the physician can look at the larynx is what type of laryngoscopy? A, indirect, B, inferior, C, direct, or D, inferred. The procedure in which a scope is passed into the larynx so the physician can look at the larynx is what type of laryngoscopy? A, indirect, B, inferior, C, direct, or D, inferred.
Indirect?
Not indirect.
C.
C,
It was
correct,
C.
Kenny, direct. The procedure in which a scope is passed into the larynx so the physician can look at the larynx is what type of laryngoscopy? A direct procedure. Next. In what surgery subsection would you find the code for the incision and drainage of a nasal abscess using an external approach to the abscess? In what surgery subsection would you find the code for the incision and drainage of a nasal abscess using an external approach to the abscess? A, integumentary system, B, respiratory system, C, evaluation and management, or D, medicine?
Respiratory?
Not respiratory system,
Integumentary?
integumentary system. Because the key word for that you'll know that answer says, in what surgery
It's
section would you
external.
find? What'd you say, Jared?
It's external.
Right.
Ah.
No need to be extra, sir.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Explanation.
Yes. So integumentary system. Last one. The name of the procedure in which mucus is removed from the sinuses by flushing a saline solution through the sinus cavity is blank therapy. For example, the Proet's procedure, saline irrigation combined with suction. Is it A, dilatation, B, drainage, C, endoscopy, or D, displacement? The name of the procedure in which mucus is removed from the sinuses by flushing a saline solution through the sinus cavity is blank therapy. For example, the Proet's procedure, saline irrigation combined with suction. So what type of therapy you got to look for is this? A, dilatation, B, drainage, C, endoscopy, or D, displacement?
A?
Not A. This is a therapy.
Therapy. Oh.
Would it be drain?
Not drainage. Because they're flushing a saline solution. A saline solution.
Is it D?
D is displacement. Displacement therapy. Because they're
So it's B.
flushing. So very good. We had great participation. So remember, this is recorded. These will be on your exam. Some might not be, some others might be included, but majority of these will be on your exam, which is tomorrow. Friday, September 29th, you have through Sunday, 11:55 p.m. to complete all of your daily assignments, all of your labs, all of your exams. If you need anything reopened, please let me know. Remember, I'm no longer just reopening exams and dailies and labs just because I have too many other classes to do all of that. So please just let me know if you need something open. And if you request for me to open these assignments, please do them. Don't have me to open them and then you never get to them. And then the next week you're asking me to go back and reopen them again. I'm no longer doing that. You have to be accountable. This is your career. Like I keep saying, this is a very lucrative career. And you know this, that's why you chose to take this course. So please, if you ask me to open an assignment, to reopen an assignment, please go back and, make sure that you submit those assignments. I know that things come up, but please, due diligence, try, even if you can't submit them all that you stated you would, please try and do something. I will not be just opening assignments for everyone, just because on a job, guess what? Your supervisor or manager is not going to do that. If you don't complete an assignment, if they ask you and you don't, after a while, they'll terminate you or you won't have a job. You'll be laid off, terminated. So please take your career seriously. If you're only cheating yourself if you don't do what you need to do, because it will show when you can't pass that certification exam. So please read your PowerPoint slides, read the chapters. If you need one-on-one tutoring, I am available. Call me so we can schedule a time to do one-on-one. That is not a problem. I'm here to help you. I want you to be successful. So please take that extra time. Take some time for yourself. If you're still struggling with learning how to do these codes, call me so we can schedule a time for a one-on-one session. Do we have any questions? Remember, I also, for those who came on a little late, please remember, if you have not already tabbed your manuals, I put in the gray section of e-learning how to tab your CPT manual. It's the same for your ICD-10. So please make sure that you're looking in your gray section of e-learning. Remember that all of the Zoom classes from when we started with this module, this is a 40-day module, but remember, all of your Zoom class lectures are labeled Zoom class in the gray section of e-learning. Click on Zoom class in the gray section of e-learning. You will be able to go back and review all of the lecture classes we have had. If you need exams reopened, please let me know. I will reopen your exams. If you need daily assignments or if you need labs reopened, let me know. Everything needs to be complete by Sunday, 11:55 p.m. Do we have any questions or concerns?
The only concern I got is Mr. Jared needs to quit showing off.
Oh, now look what she came from Jared. Penny was in it. Don't leave Penny out. Look, I'm putting Penny.
I'm just trying to get them 15 points.
You see, Jared's still harping on those 15 points. This one is 10, Jerry. This was a short little module for 3 days and you want 15 points?
I'll take the 10. I ain't gonna turn them away.
Hey, any points matter.
So remember, Raven and Penny, make sure that y'all log and keep an account of your points, because you can apply those points when you do show up a lecture or any of our live lecture classes. Please make sure that you mark your points. So if you score, like say if you get a 60 or if you get like a 70 or 80 and you want to boost your grade, please let me know so I can apply those points to your lowest grade or to an assignment that you would like those points applied to.
Okay.
So just make sure that you're keeping a tally as well of your points, and then just let me know where you want me to place them. You can use them. And remember, I do drop your lowest exam grade when it's time to do grades for the end of the module. I do drop your lowest grade. So if you have points that you want to apply, or if you want to carry those points over to the next module, you can do that as well. It's all in where and how you want to use your points, but just keep track of them so that, and I keep track of them as well, but make sure that you're keeping track of them so you can let me know where you want those points applied. Any other questions or concerns? Make sure that you all read, I posted a video in your assignment. I had some people say they didn't see the video. The video is there. It was in your daily assignment for that first daily assignment for chapter 16. If you were to scroll down, and I put in this daily assignment, see below, were you all able to see that video? The respiratory system?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yes,
I had people telling me they didn't see a video. So
it
you
was very helpful. That was a helpful video.
Thank you, Penny. Yes. Thank you for that. And that's what I'm saying. Like when we get into new chapters, if I can find something that'll be helpful, that I feel might be helpful to you all, I will post it. Please watch those videos. Some things, like I'm saying, when you're on here, you might not be able to grasp, but looking at some of those videos, they might be able to explain it a little clearer for you to be able to grasp the information. So please, and I was like, I went back and I kept looking at it, but I had students saying they couldn't see the video. So, and it could be dependent on, your computer and things like that. So if you're
Like I was trying to listen to it, and I had my fiance who was behind me, he had the TV blaring as I was trying to listen to it. And I'm like, babe, can you please turn that down a little bit? Of course, he got an attitude with me, but I was like, whatever.
Right. So, and then
it was helpful because I like the way that she broke down reading the notes or whatever and telling you how to pick out
how to find the codes,
important stuff. Yeah, and pick out the important stuff and what you're not supposed to pay attention to or whatever, like the extra stuff or whatever. It was I like I said, I watched the video. It was helpful.
And they have several, but I try to go through them and look at one that I feel like, would really go into detail and, to be able to assist you all with it. So this was a very short chapter, very short. This is 40 days in this module. So quite a few of them, have been very, very short. So like I said, also read those PowerPoint slides. This test is going to be 10 to 15 questions at the most because it was really, really short. And on Monday, we'll be going into chapter 17, the cardiovascular system. So if you all have any other questions or concerns, you all have a great weekend. Remember to reach out to me if you need assistance. If you need help with anything, please feel free to text, give me a call. Remember, I am off on weekends. Please do not text me on the weekends if it's in reference to assignments. I'm still getting texts 11 and 12 o'clock at night on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays. I am not answering anybody at that time of night on the weekend in reference to an assignment. If it's an emergency, I do understand, but not about daily assignments. Y'all can give me that on Monday. I can answer those and respond to you all on Monday.
This next section, you're going to be hearing a lot from me.
It's up, understood. So I'm gonna try to find some good videos to be able to assist as well, so you all can have a head start. Okay, so you all have a safe and enjoyable weekend, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Y'all have a good day.